What's up everyone? The brand new nominations have been revealed and the atmosphere is very, very tense. Plus, a Big Brother legend has been accused of cheating in the game. We've got so much to talk about, so welcome to your live feed update. Right before we get started, if you are new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button right down there, folks. I'll make sure that you know everything that's going on inside that crazy house, from alliances to vote talk to strategies to showmances to even all the drama and people potentially cheating. If you hit the subscribe button, I got your back. And also, hit the like button. That one takes all of 0.2 seconds just to click that little thumbs up, and it helps me out more than you even know with the YouTube algorithm. As a smaller content creator, those likes really go a long way. So there's two things there, folks. Subscribe, like. Let's get to the update. Question of the day now, folks, and if you could evict one person right now, you just had the power to just pluck somebody out of that game and flick them out the house, who would it be? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright gang, if you didn't take note to the graphic that is around me right now, then the nominations, I will confirm if you didn't see yesterday's video and you haven't caught a look at the graphic yet. The nominations, of course, are Will, Kelly and Keanu, made by Lauren as the head of household. And we are going to pick up right where we left off after the nomination ceremony. The feeling in the house was very, very tense. It's the most tense it's been so far, in my opinion, since the game began. It was almost like split factions. You had a couple of people in the house, and in the backyard, Will was absolutely seething. He was sat in his armchair, or his the sun chair, whatever, sun chair, armchair, rocking chair, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It was a chair. He was sat in a chair. Oh my God, he was sat in a chair. He was sat in a chair. And he did not look happy whatsoever. He looked actually very, very tense. And I was so happy to see it, because Will, I have been talking about how he's kind of lost his drive a little bit, but I'm feeling like this nomination by Lauren might be a little bit of a kick up the arse, if you excuse my Britishness there. I think hopefully this is going to be the one that gets him into gear. But he was feeling very, very tense. And so much so that people even said to Lauren, don't come outside, just stay inside for now. I don't think Will wants to be anywhere near you, basically. And that's fair enough for Will, because Will is almost being used like just kind of the house carpet right now. People are walking all over him, and I don't like it. And I'm so glad that he's finally starting to get annoyed and feeling something, because I'm like, I don't want him to let his social game go to waste. I've talked, haven't I, about how good his social game is, and maybe this is going to light a fire under his belly, and I really, really hope that's the case. But Lauren is doing the best job she can at trying to piss off as little people as possible, because her standing and her strategy in the game so far has been keep the cards close to the chest, don't let people really know what you're thinking, kind of ride the middle of the wave. But then she kind of scuppered herself when she won HOH. She's even already regretted. She's already said that she shouldn't have won it, she should have thrown it. So there's already some buyer's remorse in what Lauren has done. And I discussed this yesterday. I said she did not need to win this HOH, and I'm glad she's came to the same realization. Bit by bit, Adrian is continuing to pick up his game very, very slowly. He was talking to Lauren about the power of veto. Now, while of course Adrian is not on the block, he was discussing if he was picked in the power to play in the power of veto, what he would do, what are his scenarios. And he said, I don't think it would benefit me to use it on Kelly. Also, Kelly and Adrian do get along quite well, so the idea of using it on her would just kind of expose their alliance that they've got, or their close friendship. And then it came to Will, and Adrian was saying, I would actually like to use it on Will, but of course, Lauren, that would put you in a position where you have to name a replacement nominee. And she really wasn't giving much back. It was very much Adrian was trying to game. God bless him for that, love that. But Lauren wasn't giving anything back. And that's where you need to take note, because if you're spilling your heart out to somebody on a game level and even trying to just work with the HOH and trying to, because I'll tell you what, somebody who says that to you when you're the HOH, that's somebody a lot more trustworthy than somebody who keeps their mouth shut the entire time. Adrian was trying to work with Lauren there, but it was almost like a playing chew toy with a dog, or the dog grabs a rope and you've got the hold of the other hand and you're pulling it, and there just wasn't any backwards and forwards. That was getting a little bit fruity there. I'm not going to continue doing that hand gesture because I didn't realise that looks a little bit like a demonetization kind of a hand gesture. So we'll just pretend it's the dog and the rope. And yeah. So my overall hope for this is that Adrian takes this as a sign that Lauren is probably not one to be trusted for him. If you are spilling your guts to somebody or spilling your heart out, trying to game with them, and they just keeping their lips sealed, take that as a sign that they are probably not somebody that you should continue to try and pursue working with, because you're just wasting your energy, you're wasting your time, and you're chasing after the wrong people. Go find cracks elsewhere. With the veto competition coming up, we of course have to counter in the fact that one nominee could come down off the block and head of household Lauren will have to name a replacement nominee. But who will that be? She's kept those cards kind of close to her chest. We've kind of had inklings as viewers, but as for the house, they're kind of a little bit more unsure. But she did actually confide in Zach yesterday. I'm telling you, there's something going on. Lauren and Zach prepare for a showman's to be activated. Zach wants a slice of Lauren. Lauren hasn't really expressed wanting to slice Zach, but I just wouldn't be surprised if she did. So I just get an energy. I think something like that might happen very soon, and Morgan needs to stop chasing Zach because y'all remember that song, Never Gonna Happen, Never Gonna Happen? That is exactly what I would apply to Morgan right there. But in terms of the replacement nominee, Lauren did confide in Zach that if a nominee comes down, she would put Ashley up as the replacement nominee. During a conversation between Reilly and Vince, we finally got to see a little bit more of where Reilly's head is in the next few weeks in the game. It came as no surprise that he said he wants to target all the women, apart from Catherine, basically. He's definitely got a thing for Kat. He's all over her. He's on it like a car bonnet, and there is no signs of the hazard warning lights being put on. So he definitely wants to take out the women. I'm thinking Mickey, I'm thinking Morgan, I'm thinking Ashley for that matter. Reilly does not, I get the impression he just doesn't like women. Like even in his day-to-day life, he seems like a guy's guy who doesn't really have a lot of time or respect for women. That's definitely the impression I get. And don't come for me, that's just one man's opinion. So it doesn't surprise me that he wants to do that. But also on a game level, it does make sense because there is kind of a gender split. Not definitively, but it's certainly... Rockets came to show up in our lovely little rocket head. Rockets came to show up in the live feed update. But yeah, he definitely, it makes sense for his game to target the women because there is a gender split down the middle. Not definitively, it's not exactly that, but Reilly is kind of fallen into his boys, and he therefore will target the women. As a result, Vince is kind of shocking me with how much of a good position he's in. Let's just talk about Vince for a second, because Vince kind of had a bit of a disastrous situation on week one. Again, he was trying to do what Lauren's doing right now, which is do what the house wants. And that is, it can work to you. See, the thing I will say about doing what the house wants is it can work because you don't piss anyone off. But also, as viewers, as people tuning in, it's harder for us to kind of go, oh, that person played a really good game when they do things like that. Because 9 times out of 10, there's one winner, right, on Big Brother. There is one winner. So 9 times out of 10, those people who had their chance to take their shots at people never take it. And then by the time it's week 10, week 11, then all of a sudden Vince is on the block or Lauren's on the block. They go out the door and they have to live with that regret forever that they didn't take a swing when they were HOH. So I also get it more because it's week 1. But if Vince wins HOH again and pulls the same crap, it's just going to make me lose even more respect for him. But I'm not ruling him out yet because he might actually make a swing. But he is in such a good position. He's in a really good position. He's managed to make his inroads. People like him a lot. People confide in Vince. That's something I've noticed. People actively go out of their own way to talk to Vince. He's one of those people where you can talk to him and he's a good listener. He makes you feel like you're being listened to. And therefore you just go and spill out everything that you probably shouldn't. So Vince is in a great position. And I think we could be seeing him for a long time in this house. While I did just make the point that Vince is doing very well in the house guests are not blind. There are a couple of people in there who are noticing how well Vince is doing. And I'm going to single them out right now. Mickey and Rachel have discussed targeting Vince. Rachel's a seasoned player. She knows a good player when she sees one. She knows somebody who can make inroads and she wants to target them. Mickey as well, she's not a seasoned player, but she's acting like one. And that's why I can't hype Mickey up enough. By the way, Mickey Nation right now, everybody who's a Mickey fan, please say hi, because I'm kind of obsessed with this lady. I think she's so cool and wonderful. I am hardcore on the Mickey train. You know, I obviously always give my game opinions on a separate level to my personal opinions. But when it comes to my personal opinion, Mickey, in my opinion, is doing the best out of everybody in the house. There, I said it. I've been going back and forth, Morgan, Mickey, but Morgan's spending too much time focusing on Zach, in my opinion. And also, I feel like she's not going to burn out, but she goes on and on and on and on and on. But luckily, I feel like she's got a high capacity for game talk. So I don't really see a massive burnout coming. But Mickey knows how to balance it. That's a lethal queen. I'm telling you, folks. She is a queen sat on her throne, looking at all the subjects and thinking, okay, we're going to move this piece here. We're going to move this piece there. Oh, yeah, and this person's going to come over here. Yeah, and we're going to just shift this. She is fantastic. She is so good. She's got a finger on the pulse. She's socially good, strategically good. We haven't seen her win a comp yet, as far as I can remember. But I mean, she won the power. But I'm kind of worried about this power becoming useless because it's kind of an open secret in the house right now who has it. But I can't really fault Mickey besides that. Everyone loves her. Everyone really does. And I think that is a war that's coming. I've been talking about a brewing war. And especially with some of the guys wanting to target Mickey and Morgan. And then you've got that side wanting to target some of the guys, like with Vince and what have you. A war is coming. But who's going to win HOH first and pull the trigger first? We have our first cheating scandal of Big Brother 27. Keanu and Reilly were in conversation and talking about how Rachel apparently took notes during the head of household competition and cheated, and then apparently had to give the notes back or hand the notes in after they had brought it up, or she'd been caught or whatever. There's two trains of thought right now because we obviously don't know until the episode comes through. I'm going to look at both sides. One side of me says that really sucks if she did cheat. I don't condone cheating at all, and that would be very disappointing if she cheated. And then the other side of me goes, these Keanu and Reilly are two of the most butthurt boys in the house who seem to get a stick up their butt when things don't go their way. Who knows if maybe they were allowed to make notes in the comp who knows? I'm just trying, similar to Showergate, I'm saying if that's the case, if it was 2 hours or if it was this long, I'm trying to look at both sides. But I don't see many scenarios in which you are allowed to write notes in that house. Pen and paper is banned from Big Brother. I knew that because I was brought up on Big Brother UK, and I always knew that. And even in UK, you were not allowed. Somebody, I'm pretty sure. Just if there's any old school Big Brother UK fans watching right now, there was a guy called Nick, I believe, in the first season, and he got a reputation as Nasty Nick, which was, at the time, it was outrageous. Right now, you get people who say racist things or homophobic things and then they get booted out, and it's warranted, But Nasty Nick, all he did was he kind of brought in a pen and paper and was passing notes to the house guest. It's crazy back then, how something as little as that, would get you branded as nasty, whereas now it actually takes something nasty to get called nasty. But that's a big part of Big Brother law in my mind. So in any scenario, I don't see a situation in which pen and paper is allowed in the house. So if Rachel did somehow get a hold of that and was taking notes to cheat, that really, really annoys me, and that really, really sucks. But on the other hand, if it's just two guys being butthurt that a woman was trying to beat them, because that's very much that can definitely be a scenario. And I can say comfortably as a guy myself, there are a lot of guys who do that, who are very uncomfortable with women being better than them or outsmarting them, and I don't get it. Women are awesome, and we should celebrate that. But I don't know. I'm of the belief here that Rachel might have cheated. Again, that's just my opinion, because I just don't see any scenario in which pen and paper will be allowed. But I guess we'll find out in the episode on Sunday. We officially have the players for the veto competition. Of course, the head of household, Lauren, and the three nominees, Kelly, Keanu, and Will, will play in the veto competition. But the 2 people playing on top of that, it was the most fascinating picks that could have been possible. Ashley and Vince. So you've got the person who's going to do what Lauren wants in Vince, and then you've got the renom option in Ashley. So the veto competition this week is all to play for. And I will be giving you the veto results tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe for that, and we can talk about all the game that's going to lead up into the veto ceremony and then eventually to eviction night. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching. It was a tense house yesterday, which means some juicy updates, especially when a situation like that happens. I am really, really enjoying this season, and being back with you all for another season, it fills my heart. It's been a great start so far. So we're going to close things out here, though, with super thanks, of course, before we go. If you want your question answered or you want to buy me a coffee, folks, please consider sending in a super thanks or a PayPal, and I will answer all your questions and in the next video, as long as you leave one in the one today. All right, folks, so first of all, on the super thanks list, we've got the wonderful Karen Foraker. Karen Foraker says, thanks, continue to tell it like it is. I always do. I always make it my intention to give you my honest opinion. I take in all accounts and all sides and try and weigh things out as possible and as much as possible, and that's why it's important to me. I like to be an authentic voice. So yes, Karen, on your order, I will continue to tell it like it is. Thank you so much, Karen. Next up, we've got the wonderful Kathleen Branham. I think it's Branham. I'm going to say Branham. Yeah, Kathleen Branham. Thanks, your updates are so fun. You're spot on with your observations and predictions. Appreciate your hard work to bring us these entertaining updates. When is the song intro coming? I had an influx of comments yesterday of people saying, the songs, Tom, where are the songs? Come here. Quick, lean in. They are coming. Watch this space. Thank you so much, Kathleen. I appreciate you, my darling. Mwah. Next up, we've got the great Finding Laurie. Finding Laurie says, thanks, let's hope the house guests give you something to write a song about soon. This is exactly what I mean, folks. And I'll say to you, Laurie, just like you said to Kathleen, the songs are coming. Have an amazing day, my love. Mwah, thank you, Laurie. And then last but certainly not least, we've got the wonderful Kimberly the Goat. Kimberly, how's the postcard hunt going? I know you've been talking about that recently. Kimberly says, this season is starting out a little slow on the slow side. My biggest pet peeve is players adopting a mob mentality. Preach. And that is what appears to be happening this season. Let's all say a prayer that someone has an epiphany and realizes that this is a game and they need to use that backbone of theirs. Maybe then we will get some real game moves. Lol. Thanks as always for the fantastic updates. Well, it's my pleasure. And first of all, I love your insight. I love your insight, Kimberly, because I've pretty much been saying that about these past few weeks, how people talk a big game, but then they do what the mob wants. I don't like it. It's stale, it's boring, and just like you said, I hope somebody finds a backbone and kicks this game into gear. I haven't lost hope yet because it's only week 3. So we got to remain hopeful, because if we go on a downer straight away and just start to get really, really negative, it's not going to be fun for any of us. So yeah, we need to keep hope, just like Kimberly said there. Keep hope that somebody is going to find their backbone and then make a move. Preach to that, Kimberly. I appreciate you ever so much. But folks, I hope that you're all staying safe, staying positive, and staying healthy out there. And remember to be kind to one another. But in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. And until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.